Welcome back to the Jack Neal podcast.
Yeah, I think last time was Romania. I was locked up there, didn't have any prospect of getting free, and now here I am in a movie studio in LA. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, welcome to Hollywood. But yeah, we'll just get right into it. There was a recent clip of you and a few other influencers at a nightclub with Ye's song playing in the background. This quickly became an international incident.
You know what? I can't take a piss without getting an international incident. Do you have any idea the level of stress and heat that's on your head when you are constantly going through life thinking, if I stop at this donut store and buy a donut, it's going to end up an international incident? Yeah. Perhaps I'm not anti-Semitic enough for the internet anymore. I don't know. But I'm not going to change and bend on my views because there's a whole bunch of people who think I should. And I'd like to actually talk to Nick about this and understand his point of view on this. I wonder what he would do in those scenarios. But I'm a big person, and I'm not an internet streaming clown. I'm a genuine A-list celebrity. In fact, I've been told multiple times by many different people that I am literally the most famous man in the world. I've been told that. I was the most Googled man in the world, and after being locked in my house for 3 years, I thought, everyone's over Andrew Tate, maybe it's all over, no one cares. I can't go anywhere. If I walk down the street, I am flooded in every city on the planet, everywhere I go. Today I met Chinese Trump. You seen Chinese Trump? No, he's a Chinese guy who does Trump impressions. I just met him coincidentally here in LA, and he says, you have no idea how famous you are in China. I was like, in China? He goes, no Westerners are famous in China, but you are. It's like, am I? I met Steven Seagal's son, who told me that his school project, or the school project of all the young men in his school, was about me, and he goes to school in Ulaanbaatar, Mongolia. Like, I can't go anywhere. So I'm literally one of the most famous people on the planet. I'm not some nobody streamer who can do these silly things. I have very important things going on. I make hundreds of millions of dollars. I have to work with all sorts of people, and some of them are Jewish. That's fine. They know my point of view on Israel. They know my point of view on the genocide. They know my point of view on the ADL. But business is business, and they're like, okay, yeah, whatever. You have your point of view, I have my point of view. We're all intelligent adults. We're
Tristan, Andrew, and Justin, they all make content, but it's like an afterthought. So for them, they don't have to make content to make money. They already make money in the real world, and that's not a shout out to the Hustlers University or anything like that. But I'm just saying that they don't need to rely on a clickable moment to make their money. So for these two worlds to sort of collide and be affiliated with this, it's unfortunate.
I disagree with them on loads. They disagree with me on loads. We get things done. If I start walking around attacking Jewish people, how the fuck does that work? That's not even rational. Someone said to me, they said, Andrew, Dubai, the UAE, allows Jews into the country, and they have an embassy for Israel. So you can either be the UAE and get business done while publicly opposing the Israeli government and get things done and be a rational actor, or you can be some extreme country, which makes you a poor little shithole. And I think these streamers just have nothing to lose. They don't understand how the world works. They're not actually famous like I am. They haven't been around enough or been offered anything of significance to truly understand how you must negotiate life as a man. And they've not suffered for their views. If these people online screaming, hail every 5 seconds, and doing the salute, and saying we need to gas all the Jews, if any of them mattered, they wouldn't be online anymore.
But do you not think Nick Fuentes has suffered for his views?
Absolutely he has. Nick is someone who has suffered, which is why I respect Nick. Which is why Nick, after the outrage of this little clip, said, I totally understand Andrew's position. Because Nick is a smart person. But then there were some other streamers who were pretending that what I did was somehow wrong. But that's because they're nobodies. Nobodies, of course, have a view. But Nick seems to understand me quite well, and he's the most famous anti-Semite of all. And even he is saying, I understand Andrew's position. And he has suffered for his views, of course. But even Nick is not that extreme. Nick tells people on his show, don't go around screaming all the Jews, don't go around saying Hitler, don't let everyone know at your university you're an anti-Semite, that's not intelligent, that's not smart. Whereas other streamers are saying, no, you need to tell them all to fuck off all the time. You can't win that way. When you're actually a really important person in a culture war, and I am one of them, you win the culture war by pointing everyone in the correct direction and allowing momentum to do the rest. It is my job as the most followed man on the planet to 1% point in a direction. The matrix is controlling your life. And I get people to think about it, and then they research, and then they work it out themselves. If I don't allow people to work it out themselves, and instead I explain it all, I get shot in the head. Then I can't help anyone.
The human psyche doesn't like to control what. It's better to just say, oh, these are my ideologies and viewpoints. What I'm thinking is right. And if you want to decide to dive deeper into what the meaning and significance of it is and how it can relate to your life, that's on you. People will convert at a higher rate when they can dive into the subject themselves and figure out what this means to them. Point, speaking about my own life, I think in the past I have been somebody who is, when I have an idea, I'm so adamant about telling somebody about the idea as if it's the only thing that one person should be doing for their life. Now more than ever, I've come to the point and realization that I'll tell somebody an idea or something that I'm doing, but then I'll always end off the whole sort of conversation by telling them, at the end of the day, I don't have the answer. Whatever it is that you feel is right for you to do in your life, you do it.
To win the war, it's my job to point people in the right direction and let them do the rest. Now, some of those people who are pointed in the right direction are so silly and so stupid and so treacherous, they will now turn around and yell at me, hey, you showed me the beginning, but you didn't show me the end. You're a traitor. You're a sellout. I showed you the beginning. Do you understand? If I show you all of it, I die, and I can't show anyone else the beginning. People have died for far less. I know people at the bottom and the top. We just saw Charlie Kirk eat a fucking bullet. They tried to put a bullet in Trump. You think they're not going to try and put a bullet in me? You think they're not already considering it or planning it or thinking about it currently as we sit here right now?
True.
So for anyone who sits and believes I should martyr myself and I should just go as extreme as possible and anything to not sell out as they sit there as a nobody, they don't even understand the war. I am smart enough, and I always have been smart enough to know when somebody who is risking everything, to give me a hint is doing something they don't have to do. And I understood they were on the right side of the fight because I could just shut the fuck up and say nothing at all.
And so many people have.
And most people have. 99.9% of people have. Like,
Right.
honestly, I get more attention on the street and I'm more well-known than nearly every single movie star. It's the Grammys now. You get the list of everyone at the Grammys. Brad Pitt, George Clooney, cool. The rest of them, I don't know who the fuck they are. I don't know who these celebrities are. They say, hey, this celebrity said this, or this celebrity's dating this person. I don't know who these people are. There are too many movies. There are too many Netflix shows. Everyone's in a fucking movie. No one even knows. None of these people even matter. Why are they in movies and I'm not? Because they shut the fuck up. Why am I not the face of a fragrance or a clothing brand? I'm the right demographic. All the young boys love me. There'll be billions of generated dollars. Why? Because I won't shut the fuck up. So I'm turning away billions of dollars. And some dipshit's gonna sit there and go, you sold out, bro.
The reason why he had come up into prominence was during that whole entire thing of that whole being woke and the feminist movement. He was the counterculture to that, and a lot of people were like waking up and realizing that, like, oh, whatever I'm being fed right now, whatever society is trying to spoon feed me now, whatever the elites and whatever are trying to spoon, I'm not resonating. But here's another message across the pond that I can relate to and I'm about. And that's the problem. That's why he will never have the brand deal. That's why he'll never sort of be, like you said, on the fragrances, because the people in this society, they want you to be spoon-fed their propaganda. And if you're going against the propaganda, how could they possibly put you in a movie?
It's like, you know the sad thing about it, truthfully, Jack, when that happens, you start to understand why everyone sells out. You start to sit there and go, what the fuck am I fighting for? Why am I trying to...
Because your money isn't, you know what I mean? Your money is being targeted. You need this money to feed your family. You can't cut off the source of income. This isn't a video game. You need money to be able to survive and do things in this world. So most of these, if you're going to stand up for truth, you're going to fuck up the bag.
Help these clowns. I showed them the beginning. I was the one who woke the world up only 2 years ago. It was me. I went to jail for it. I suffered for it. Me, alone, by myself. I did it. And now they're saying, you showed me the beginning, but not the end because you're a traitor.
You can't show the end.
I can't show the end. Not that I don't know the end. I can't show the end. I know so much more than I can say. But if I say it, we're going to lose. Because unless I keep showing people the beginning, the war's over. And they're going to put a bullet in me. So it makes me sit and calculate all the money I've turned down. All the beautiful red carpet events. All the pussy I could have fucked. All the fun I could have had. Could have been on fucking Jeff Bezos' fucking yacht. Could have done all these things. I've done none of it. Because I wanted to point people in the right direction. And what thanks do I get? What thanks do I get when I finally fly to America after a year and I meet up with a couple guys and they play a silly song? And instead of saying, yeah, gas all the Jews, I sit and say, look, I understand why the song's offended some people. I didn't play it. I didn't actually play the song. Don't you think everyone panicking about this song just proves the Jews have power? You're a sellout. It makes you think, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to sell out. You know what would teach the world a lesson, Jack? If I sold out. If tomorrow I took a $500 million check and went and made Hollywood movies and just deleted Twitter and then let all these poor people watch my movies and pay me more money while having their opinions on me. And I can wear Versace. I can fuck hoes and spray shampoo. I'll show you sellout. Continue, world. And I'll show you sellout. I was the first and original freedom fighter. And thinking these stupid dipshit nobody streamers who aren't A-list famous, who no one gives a fuck about them, who just sit on a stream and run their mouths and have to be controversial to even get any views, thinking they are moving the needle is the biggest mistake you can make because they're not moving any fucking needles. I've had conversations in private rooms off camera that have moved the needle more than these clowns will ever move in their fucking lives.